Welcome back. Today, we're jumping right into one of the most vibrant, most energetic topics from Chinese philosophy, the brilliant fire element. So, let me just ask you something right off the bat. Seriously, think about it. Are you that person? The one who walks into a room and just lights it up? The one everyone gathers around, who brings the fun, the excitement? If that sounds even a tiny bit like you, well, this is gonna feel very, very familiar. Okay, let's get into it. We're gonna start with what we're calling the spark inside you, because we really need to understand where this powerful energy comes from in the first place. I mean, just picture the very first humans, right? Imagine a lightning strike, this sudden, incredible flash of light in the total darkness, a source of warmth against the bitter cold. And then, picture them figuring out how to make that magic for themselves, just by rubbing two sticks together. That moment changed everything. And today, that very same essential fire, well, that represents the spark of inspiration and energy that lives inside every single one of us. So, that leads us to the big question. Now that we have a feel for its origins, what exactly is the fire element when you get right down to it? You can really break it down into 5 core ideas. First, it's just pure energy, heat, and light. You know, think of the sun. Then, number 2, it's all about passion and joy, that amazing feeling of excitement. Third, it's action and fun, because fire is never, ever still. Number 4, it's totally connected to summer, the brightest, most active time of the year. And finally, it's that spark of inspiration and creativity, like a light bulb just flicks on in your head. I just love this quote because it sums it up so perfectly. Fire is never still. It's always dancing and moving. I mean, that really says it all, doesn't it? It's just this constant, beautiful, dynamic energy. All right, enough with the theory. Let's make this personal and see how this energy actually shows up in people. It's time to explore your fire personality. So what does a fire personality actually look like? Well, the traits are so vivid. If you got strong fire energy, you're energetic and enthusiastic, kind of like a sparkler on a holiday night. You're a natural leader who people are just drawn to, just like we all gather around a campfire. You're bursting with bright, creative ideas, and you absolutely love sharing them and being in the spotlight. But, you know, everything in this philosophy is about balance. It's so important to remember that this intense energy needs to be in check. Because when it's not, that fire can burn way too hot, and it can show up as impatience or maybe a quick flash of anger. That's when you need other elements, like water, to help cool things down and bring back that calm. This energy also has its own natural rhythm. Sometimes we call this your fire lock, but it's really just about the natural ebb and flow of your personal energy. When your fire is strong, you feel incredible. You're charismatic, you're joyful, you're on top of the world. But when your fire is weak, you might feel tired or unmotivated, kind of like a campfire that's starting to die out.
So what if you're feeling like that campfire is dying out? If your inner fire feels a little low, don't worry. This next part is all about practical solutions. We're going to talk about bringing fire into your life.
And here's the best part. You actually have the power to influence this. You can consciously boost the fire energy in your own home to help you feel more joyful, more energetic, and way more creative. Let's look at exactly how to do that. Okay, first up, let's talk about what you see. Bring in the colors of a flame. We're talking reds, oranges, bright yellows, and pinks. Look for shapes like triangles or really anything pointed that kind of looks like a flickering flame. And oh my gosh, this is so important. Lighting. Use bright lamps, hang some cozy string lights, or just throw open the curtains and let that amazing sunshine pour right in. You can also use different materials in your space. Things like a wool blanket can help. And of course, using candles safely creates instant warmth and light. But here's a really cool modern twist. It's not just about ancient practices. Think about our technology. TVs, computers, video games. They all generate fire energy because they're literally producing light and heat. Pretty cool, right? Now this energy doesn't just have to stay at home. It can absolutely 100% extend into your work life. In fact, for fire personalities, your passion can and probably should be your profession. So where do these personalities really shine? Well, they thrive in the spotlight as entertainers. They inspire entire communities as leaders and teachers. That inner spark makes them incredible creators and inventors. And of course, they make amazing chefs. I mean, they're literally working with fire to create joyful experiences for other people. Okay, let's bring all these different ideas together now. It's time for our final reflection on your inner flame.
So if there's just one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. The fire element is the element of passion, of joy, of creativity, and of light. It's that brilliant, warm campfire that just naturally brings people together to share stories and warmth. That right there, that's the true essence of fire.
And that brings us to one final thought. After learning all this about its energy, its expression, and how you can nurture it, I just have one last question for you to take with you. How will you choose to let your inner fire shine brightly?